Good morning, y'all. Good morning. It's your girl, Sharita, the Behavior and Literacy Strategist, coming at you from the Morgan Unlimited Growth Institute, where you can find solutions for both your child's behavior and literacy challenges. That's why we are improving our children's behavior and literacy from home and now math too. We're doing everything, y'all. We're just a bunch of moms who are not waiting for the schools and not making it the school's responsibility to improve our children's behavior and literacy from home. They do what they need to do at school, and then we work with our children at home to send them to school equipped for success, okay? What do we want? We want our children to function independently in the classroom. We don't want our children to keep needing special education or needing a paraprofessional to help them sit down or help them focus or read things for them or write things for them. So for those of us moms who have these issues, we are improving our children's behavior and literacy from home. Okay? Now, every mom is different. I had my own experience with my own daughter that I had to work on and help her improve, but it was mostly behavior because she knew how to read and write and do math before she went to preschool. Okay, so you're not in it alone. All right. I also have a professional background as a mental health specialist. I loved that job, and as a special education teacher, loved that job as well. So I combined all of my experiences and my experiences as a mom to help you make changes at home and work with your children so that you start to see improvements if you're stuck in these areas. So one of these areas I want to talk about today is in speech, okay? Now, I'm not a speech therapist. I'm just going to tell you what I noticed, and this is a huge tip that will help your child. It's the simplest thing, okay? Your child will learn how to speak better when they are practicing reading aloud very often. And when I mean read aloud, I mean paying attention to the word, each part of the word, every detail, and using that to focus on and concentrate and practice pronouncing the words. Hello, Shaki. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Doing a quick video, real quick live. So I'm ready to run out and get my nails done. The kids are in school, have some me time. But I want to talk about improving speech from home. Quite a bit of my students receive speech services as well. And of course, I always got examples for you, okay? I always got examples for you. So when I talk to you guys about these things, it's not just, it's not theoretical. It's not just what I think may happen or what I've researched. It's from experience. It's from being in a grind and working with children and watching them grow and watching these issues be resolved, okay? I'm going to talk to you about two boys, two of my students they're both doing very well. One of my students came to me when he was in the 5th grade. He was reading between the kindergarten and 1st grade level, and he had a hard time pronouncing the words. He was receiving speech services. He also was receiving occupational therapy as well, and he had a couple different issues. Issues with writing the letters, and also sounding out the words. And when I tell you he couldn't even form his mouth to do the sound, he would struggle. And I had to teach him how to pronounce each part of the word. Every single part of the word is important, okay? And over time, him using his muscles in his mouth all the time, focusing on the parts of the word to read out loud, to read by himself, he started to improve. And we would work, and I don't give up with my students. They have to keep working until they get it right. We will practice over and over again until you get this word right. And then when I figure out while we are practicing what's holding you back, what's getting in the way, what's difficult for you, the way you're doing it right now that's not working. And that's why this whole thing is customized. When I figure that out and I fix it, then and replace it with something better, that's when I see the growth. So that's what I was doing with this one student of mine. And we would practice, and when he was done and he got it right, he'll be excited. He'll be like, yes. But he'll also be like, whoo, and sit back in his chair, because that is work. But you know what? That's what our kids need. They need work. Anything that our kids are stuck on, or they're not able to move past, or they're struggling with, they haven't mastered yet, because we focus on mastery here, okay? They need to be working on it. They need to be practicing. We need to be figuring out what exactly is holding them back. What exactly is getting in the way? Okay, so that's a workout. That was a workout for him. Started with him, and then I continued to work with him, and he's doing pretty well now. He is his reading levels have improved. He feels confident reading aloud in front of other members of his group. At first, he was very, very worried about that. But we have an environment where we encourage each other. That's one of the Mark Unlimited Growth Institute success rules, is encourage your peers, okay? So everyone feels comfortable to try, and everyone feels comfortable when it's their turn to go back at it, all right? So that's just one example of me seeing how his speech improved as he was trying to sound out the words. Reading aloud is essential, and practicing reading aloud on a regular basis is essential to helping your child improve their speech. And when they are reading aloud, and it's different than just talking. The talking and trying to express themselves is difficult, but reading aloud and reading one part of the word takes focus. And when they are able to focus on each part of the word and practice the sounds, that is what's helping them be able to speak. So if they can read it aloud, then they can speak it aloud, okay? Let me give you another example of another student I have. He is having difficulty with speaking as well, and pronouncing letters, like letter sounds, and one particular letter, the letter R, he had a really hard time with. And we worked on that, but I wasn't specifically working on his speech. Like I said, I'm not a speech therapist, but my students are, when I'm teaching them how to read, then they all are working on their word sounds. They're all working on formulating each sound and each part of the word, and being able to say it out loud before they continue on in the sentence. They have to master. It has to sound perfect to me, okay? And I also see his speech improve over time. And now he feels very confident. He says, me first. He always wants to read first. Always, okay? So if you're at home with your child, and they have difficulty with speech, and they're just sitting down and they just playing with the game, and they're just sitting down and they're on their phones, or they're just sitting down with their feet up and they're not doing anything, grab a book. And I know a lot of you moms are probably may say, yeah, I try to get my child to read. It's so difficult. They're very distracted. They'd rather play with the phone or be on the game, right? They give me such a hard time. You have to understand that first and foremost, if reading is difficult for your child, if speaking is difficult for your child, and if they have difficulty with speech, and then they have to read aloud, that's like terrifying for them. Okay, so all of this pushback you're getting, all of these behaviors that come out when it's time to read aloud, or when it's time to practice their speech, there's a reason for it, okay? And we can't give up. We have to figure out where the sweet spot is, right? And when I say the sweet spot, like, I love getting to that point where I know exactly what you need. I know exactly what's holding you back, and you've been doing this for these many years, and it's a habit now. We have to break that habit and give you a new one. Okay, right? So, but all of this is on purpose. It's like, I'm out. I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like the way it feels. It's too hard. I don't like the way it sounds when I try to read the word out loud. You know what I mean? I don't like getting it wrong. Then I gotta try again, and I don't know. This is normal, okay? But it still does not erase the fact that them reading aloud is a big help, is a big tip when it comes to them improving their speech. Okay? So if we know what we got to do, moms, right? Even if it's hard, even if our kids run, we're going to focus on the end result. We know that they're fighting, they're running, it's hard for them, they don't like it. That's the pushback that happens in the beginning, no matter what the goal is. Being able to speak better, improving their speech, reading aloud, writing, being able to spell better, mastering those multiplication tables, right? Making better choices, improving their focus. No change, we all know this, no real change happens unless there is something to push past, unless we get a little resistance, right? But we moms will not give up. We will keep going because we know on the other side, we're going to have our child that, this is who our baby is. This is who they were born, and we were so happy, and they were so cute, and we changed their smelly diapers, we made sure they're fed and cleaned and everything. And now they're in school, and they're having this difficulty. They're still our babies. So we're going to do whatever we need to do. Okay? All right? And we're going to make it happen. So try that at home. Try with your child. Try having your child read aloud on a regular basis. Okay? And if your child has this practice of reading the same difficult sentence, when I say difficult sentence, I mean it's difficult at first, over and over again, practice it every day until they master it. That's growth. And here at the Mark Unlimited Growth Institute, that's what we focus on. We focus on growth. Doesn't have to be perfect at first. Doesn't have to work at first. Doesn't have to be a smooth ride. But understand that the growth is going to happen regardless, okay? Now, figuring out how to do that, or figuring out what needs to happen for your child to be able to move forward and grow, that's what I can help you with, okay? But if you start it and it's working, do it, okay? Do it. Let them work at school. If your child has a speech therapist, let them work with your speech therapist at school. Let them do what they need to do. But at home, make sure that you're practicing and your child is practicing. Make sure they are working, okay? And don't do I'm doing this and I'm doing this for them, and I'm trying this, I'm trying this, I'm trying this. It's time for them to try. It's time for them to work, because that's the only way we're going to see growth, okay? So hope you got something out of this. And this is just, like I said, it's not just something I think. It's something I experience over and over again. With kids who have trouble with certain letter sounds, and just even in speaking, when they start to read aloud and they're accountable for each word and breaking down each word, and each sound has to sound perfectly, then they master it and they start to improve in their speech as well. Okay? All right, y'all. Okay, Miss Shaki, so nice to see you. Can't wait to see you and talk to you again. I am on my way. I'm going to make some tea first because I got some new honey that is so good. I'm going to make some green tea, drink some green tea, and then we'll go get my nails done and get ready for my first class today and my first appointments today. All right? So y'all have a wonderful day. For more information on my tutoring and coaching program for literacy, coaching and behavioral growth, and also focus. My students are improving their focus without medication. And also now math, honey. Math. Okay. And they know that I'm challenging. We don't do the easy way. We don't do the easy way. We have to do the way where they're always thinking, they're always figuring out, they're always learning. And then now you're going to teach it to us. And I got to make sure you know what you're talking about. Let's go. Okay. So we're doing that as well now, and we're having a ball. I'm so proud of my students, and I know that this year is going to be a great school year. This month coming up, I'm going to be reaching out to the teachers of my students, meeting new teachers. Some teachers are the same from last year, and just getting acquainted with them and how they're doing in class and performance, and see where their reading scores are, so that next month when I talk to them again, if there are any assessments, within the next couple of months, I want to see some growth. Okay. And then I talk to my students and I say, I'm going to talk to your teacher. I have a meeting with your teacher on Tuesday. What do you think your teacher's going to tell me? All right? Because I want them to be accountable. Okay? And one of my students, oh man, I miss him. One of my students said, that I'm smart and handsome. That's what he said. He's such a little comedian. I'm smart and handsome. So, but why do I do that? Because so my students can grow and we can all be on the same page and they can be accountable at home, in my program, and in the classroom. All right, y'all? We working together to make sure that they grow. All right? So for more information on my tutoring and coaching program, go to Growth Institute. That's GROWTH, because that's what we focus on here. Growth Institute.mykajabicom, y'all. Okay? Or you can just send me a direct message and we can chit-chat and you can book a consultation from there. Believe in yourself. Believe in your child, honey. And always remember that growth is unlimited. You got this. Peace. And bye, Shakia. Talk to you soon. Thank you.